Got a question about our friend who's an underdog that nobody takes seriously. And when he tries to become a stronger version of himself, as he grows stronger in himself, he faces the resistance of other people who just don't take him seriously. And I can relate to that. I understand what you're going through. In fact, all the greatest minds that have ever lived on this planet always seem to face that. I mean, you think about Jesus and Martin Luther King. Nelson Mandela just passed away. I mean, these are men who we revere well after their death. Now, Mandela's going to be a hero, but during his lifetime, he spent maybe 30 years, I think, in prison. You're always going to face resistance from small minds, especially if you seek to expand beyond the boxes that they put themselves in. You see, especially the people that are closest to you, they are in boxes. They're comfortable in their boxes. And when someone tries to step outside that box, they're going to do everything that they can in order to draw them back in, because you make it very difficult for them. There are two things that you do when you try to expand yourself, when you try to become a stronger version of yourself in the midst of those who have limited consciousness. Number one, by you taking responsibility for your own personal growth, you kind of shed light on the fact that they haven't. So if they're not taking you seriously because you're sharing ideas that are beyond the scope of their understanding, it's merely a form of jealousy. They become very angry with you because you're doing something that they themselves know they should take personal responsibility for doing also. Right? And the other thing is, we feel content by knowing how to relate with people where we put them. You see, the minute you meet someone, or even worse, when you have your own children, and I assume you're talking about your parents and your brothers and sisters, you build up a place for them through which you are most comfortable in relating to them, right? So they know you. He says that he's the youngest. I didn't even get to reading his email for you. But he's the youngest. He's the youngest. He's always been the youngest. He always feels like he's been babied. Well, great. So the world, your particular world, your sphere of influence, or the people that are around you have put you in that place so that they know how to relate to you. And they grow comfortable in that. If you show up one day and don't relate to them in that same particular fashion, they grow very frustrated, because now it requires work. They've got to recategorize you. See, we do this to each other. We categorize each other, right? We find a particular place where we'd like to see that person, and we stick them there, and then we make them mental slaves. We literally enslave them with our expectations for them. You've got to be this way. You've always been the baby. How dare you try to expand beyond the box that I put you in? This is what the world does. I face this. This channel has nothing to do with lifting barbells. Most people know me. They come to me because of my understanding with regard to fitness and strength. Weightlifting, strongman, bodybuilding, things of that nature. But when I came out and started making these videos about God and consciousness and becoming a stronger version of yourself and your soul's evolution and dealing with the people in your life and dealing with girlfriends and dealing with... Do you see? Elliot, you know, when I began this channel, the first 3 months, perhaps longer, I mean, I still get it sometimes. Stick to lifting barbells, you fucking meathead. Elliot, you're so much better doing what you're good at. You don't know what the fuck I'm good at. They think that I just know how to weightlift. Stick to what you know best, Elliot. Stop talking all this religious, philosophical, esoteric bullshit, psychological bullshit. Okay, I'm a bullshitter, right? Simply because you've come to know me a particular way. But I'm not staying there, motherfucker. I'm growing all over the fucking place, and so are you. Understand that the problem is not you, it's them. Don't resent them. Have empathy for them because of their lack of understanding, their lack of personal growth, and for the fact that they're trying to enslave you, and you won't let them. Keep doing what you have to do, regardless of what other people have to say about it. If you feel these things, these words that you're studying, he says that he's studying some new books and he's got some new ideas and he's playing with these new concepts that are new to him and perhaps very new to the people he's speaking with, right? In whatever realm. You do it because that's what the God in you, that's what the universal I, that's what the spirit, the universe, whatever you want to call it, that's what it's doing through you. That animating force is doing through you. That first heartbeat when you were in utero, That same impetus that caused your heart to take its first beat is the same impetus that is driving you towards reading these particular books and expressing your particular ideas about it. In a way, if they reject you, they're rejecting the God in you. And that is the greatest form of violence against another human being, is not seeing the brilliance in them. Right? So pity them, empathize for them, and don't ever do this to other people. That you can take that to the bank. I'll say that for sure. I put my stamp on that one. That is one of Eliot's thou shalts. Right? I don't have very many of them. But one of my thou shalts is when you have these particular experiences that you do not like, don't do it to other people, because that's going to be the tendency. You'll grow in your abilities to assert yourself, your self-confidence. You might ascend beyond the opinions of your parents and your brothers and sisters and those in your sphere of influence, but remember where you came from. So when you have younger people, friends, siblings that are trying to emerge themselves, you invite them, you encourage them. That's a part of the reason why you're experiencing the thing you're experiencing. Your experiences aren't your experiences just for you. Your experiences are so that you can share them with people that are coming up behind you. And when I say behind, I don't mean lesser than you. I mean chronologically or experientially are behind you. That's why I make these videos. I happen to put myself in certain circumstances. I've been given certain circumstances, born into certain circumstances that caused me to have a shitload of experiences that now I can share them with you. That's why I do this. Not because I'm brilliant, not because I know something that you don't know, but because I've had some experiences and this is how I've navigated this portion of the journey. And I'm supporting you with that. So it's your responsibility to continue exploring the things you're exploring, making art the way you're making it, because that's really what you're doing. You're creating a form of art. And when I say art, I mean you're mixing your experiences, your ideas, and the new palette of colors that you're beginning to deal with into the painting of your life. Don't ever stop exploring. Don't ever stop expressing yourself. It is your responsibility. It is your right. And when they see you doing this in absence of any attachment to their feelings about you, when they see you courageous enough to be the strongest version of yourself, regardless of them, they will look to you for support later on, even if it's your parents. They'll come to respect you because you didn't fall victim to their violence. I'm done.